These are pretty f***ing awesome. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is Nike's Vomero 18. These guys right here are just the latest within Nike's like revamped running catalog. They've kind of like slimmed things down and created pillars or tiers to each different version or I should say model. So you've got the structure model, the Vomero model, and then the Pegasus model, and each of those are going to have 3 different tiers. There's going to be a baseline offering, the most affordable. Then there's going to be a plus offering, which is their mid-tier, and then there's the premium offering. So if we're going to go back, we can look at the Pegasus as an example. We've got the Pegasus 41, which we have reviewed, and that is the baseline offering, which is what these guys are going to be comparable to. We did review the Pegasus Plus as well as the recent Pegasus Premium, both of which are fantastic, at least from a casual perspective. And so we really wanted to just kind of check these guys out and see how they stacked up to those. First things first though, if you wanted a full-on running performance review, we actually have one of those available right now over at WearTesters.com. We will leave a link down below in the description box where you can go over there and check it all out. It's got everything you need to know from weight to heel to toe drop and all of that kind of stuff. So if you are interested in performance specs and how they actually perform on the road, then go ahead and check that out. For me personally, I use these for my daily walks, and then I've also used them just for daily errands and stuff. I basically haven't taken them off since I got them. The box itself is simple. It's just a basic orange Nike performance box. So a lot of the performance stuff comes in this unless it's a specialty box or a signature box. The traction right here, there's very little of it, very little rubber used because they're trying to save on weight with all of that extra cushion and foam. You got to save some weight somewhere, and that is with the outsole. Everything is strategically placed in high wear zones though, so you've got all of those areas covered. And then they've also got plenty of flex zones in there as well with all of these flex grooves and stuff. So I think that this is a good move. So far it's been durable, but again, I'm only really just casually walking. I wouldn't say our walks are casual, like we're actually walking, but like I'm not running. And sitting atop of all of that is what they claim is maximum cushion. So that's where I would, again, kind of like stick them in between the Peg 41 and the Peg Plus, because the Peg Plus is, I think that one was like all ZoomX foam, right? So all fluff, very comfortable, but maybe a little too soft for some people, especially for extended stuff. Whereas the Peg 41, very much stable. It's got the React X, which these guys also have, but it's also got Zoom Air, which I personally love, but they are sitting a lot lower to the ground. These guys a little bit higher, you do notice it. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, it's just something that you notice, especially in the heel. But either way, these guys got a double stacked layer of cushioning. We've got Zoom X right on the top, and then we have React X sitting on the bottom. It's a little bit hard to see, I think, maybe just on this colorway, but basically where you see this red kind of like thing in the middle, from the top of it up is the Zoom X. From that red portion down is React X. So there's not a ton of Zoom X in there. There's just enough to like really feel it. And I gotta say, like, I just really love it. Like, I think that Zoom X is great. But there's not so much of it that you just feel wobbly and squishy and all of that stuff. And those are some of the things that maybe you can use to describe the Pegasus Plus and the Pegasus Premium. Now, I do think that it's funny that Zoom X is prominently featured right here on the side just because there is so little of it. But I will say there's just enough to, like, again, make you feel it. It feels really good. You get that step-in type of comfort feel or that immediate crash landing type of pad, but without all of the additional like stress or mobility issues, stability issues, and things like that. The React X isn't usually my favorite thing. It's a lot more dense than something like Zoom X. Sometimes it can be downright hard, but it really depends on like how they implement it. For this particular shoe, it actually feels really bouncy. It reminds me more of Cushlon than anything else. You can even feel it in hand. Like, it's got a lot of just like, I don't know, it's got a lot of give, but like give back, you know what I mean? So like the amount of pressure that you put on it, it's actually giving that back to you or returning that energy to you. When you're in stride, it feels awesome. And again, there's no instability issues. So the little taper that you see right here on the top line where it like really starts to thin out that Zoom X, you would think that like, oh, the forefoot's not gonna be quite as comfortable, which it isn't, but it's not uncomfortable by any means. If anything, it's just like really nice and stable feeling. So it's got a little bit of plushness with plenty plenty of stability, so I like that.
I like it a lot.
As far as the insole goes, it's this guy right here. I would not consider this a complete piece of shit. I actually think this is quite fine for what you're going to be using it for. However, it's completely removable. So if you did want to remove it or you needed to remove it because you use orthotics or anything like that, feel free. It just comes right out and you can place in whatever else that you'd like. The upper is very, I don't want to call it basic, but it's just standard at this point. So it's just a lot of textiles, engineered mesh, stuff like that. So it's all soft fabrics. I do really like the way that it looks. You can really see, I think I said this last time with the Pegasus Premium, that one used Flyknit. This is a little bit different, but you could really see where like knit has gone, or just textiles in general, where you see full on like structure woven in, and then you see where the airflow and the flexibility aspect or zones are woven in. I think it's really cool. I think it's fun because you can actually like see what they're doing at this point. Like it doesn't feel, you know, restricted or hindered. It feels like a nice comfortable sock, but like not like crispy Flyknit, like something like a Kobe for all of us that like basketball shoes and stuff like that. So I think that they've come a long way with their textiles. I really love the little overlay things too. You can't really see them on this colorway, at least not from far away, but you got all these like little like rubber pieces on the lateral side. I don't know if those are for additional structure. I would assume yes, even though probably minimum structure, but still it's cool that it's on there. I'm sure with different colorways, they can like really play with that and have accent colors look really cool. One of my favorite things though is this little tape piece on the toe. There's this transition between the really thick structure of the engineered mesh and then the open engineered mesh at the top of the toe. And they've just got this tape line right where it seams off, even though there is no seam. So it's really dope that they've done that. It just gives it like an added nice look to it, at least in my opinion. One of my favorite things about the upper actually is the tongue. I've said this before and I will say it again. I really dislike the thin, soft, flimsy felt tongues or plastic tongues, all that stuff. I like a little bit of a old school type of tongue, man, and that's what this guy is. It's awesome. You've got a little bit of padding and fluff up top, but not anywhere to where it's going to like chafe your ankles or anything. You've got plenty of airflow and mesh down below. I just think that it's perfect. I think that this is the way that things should be. I cannot stand the little thin things. They just don't work.
That's what she said.
That tongue is semi-gusseted, by the way, so it's attached inside. It's not like hard to get into or anything like that. You can still fully open it up and you're good to go. You also have a little bit of felt in the rear. I don't mind the way that it looks, even though it's not like my favorite material in general, but it does remind me of the Kobe 8's heel counter, which I think is cool. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, probably not, but I like the little design cue or whatever. I just think it's visually good. It's visually pleasing. And then for those of you guys that like it, there is some small reflective details like this little Nike running thing, which probably people won't see in the dark while they're driving by you, but it's still cool that it does that. But where they will see you is in the back. So that's where they've really focused it at. And I think that's great. I didn't even notice the sparkles in the swoosh until the light hit it. It's pretty cool. Now, as far as fit is concerned, they fit true to size. If you're just going to be wearing them for walks and for casually doing errands and stuff like that, just like a daily shoe, true to size is good to go. I would say that width-wise, in the toe at least, I do feel like I could run in these. Like they don't feel like they would like hurt or anything like that, like some shoes when you go true to size. So for the most part, I would also say go true to size if you're planning on running in these. However, if you have a wide foot, you might want to go up half a size. They do have an extra eyelet right here at the back, and you can either lace it all the way up there or use it to do a runner's knot or runner's loop, whatever it is that you like to call it, and you should be secure enough and good to go. Now, with all that said, what is today's user submitted? So if you haven't done so already, sound off down below in the comment section, leave your questions of the day, and you might just see them answered right here. Well, not on this video, but like, you know, future videos. Either way, what do we got?
If you can give one pair of shoes to everyone in the world, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Is there a parameter? Like, are we talking like performance?
It just says one specific pair, and it's going to everybody.
Does it really got to go to everybody?
It does.
Even if I don't like the person?
Yeah.
Well, that person's going to luck out. Because what I would do is give somebody or like everybody what I love. You know what I mean? So that you can experience what I, hopefully, even though everybody's foot's different and stuff. So like you might wear one thing and be like, no. But like when I wear it, I'm like, yes. So what I would personally do is everybody, and I mean everybody, even the motherfucker that I don't like, gets a fresh pair of white cement Air Jordan 4s. I love gifting fresh pairs of not just shoes, but I'm talking about like Jordans. Like I remember when I got my first pair of Jordans and it was very special to me. And that's how I'm like, oh, I want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I want to gift somebody their first pair of J's. And I think that that's cool. So that's one of the reasons also to share the thing that you love with other people, preferably the people that you like. But if it's got to be everybody, then whatever. But yeah, what about you? Or would you?
Oh yeah, I don't mind letting everybody have a pair of these.
What are they?
Well, it's
some New Balances?
No, it's for everybody. Everybody, all around the world. Young people, old people,
Yeah, why cement force?
people.
Done.
Everybody's getting a pair of Birks.
No.
Even if you think you don't like Birks, guess what? In about a couple weeks after wearing them, you're gonna love them.
A couple weeks, try a couple months. Them things fucking hurt, bruh.
No,
Yes.
we found out.
They do have
your-
different footbeds.
Yes, and you love your pair. That's what you wear around the house.
I got mine on right now.
Exactly. So
They're my house shoe. I don't
No,
wear them out.
That's fine.
Except for to and from the basketball court. I will wear them there.
And that's fine. You don't have to live in them, but you get a pair.
I know, but if you're going to give somebody something awesome, that's the thing.
It's for everybody. You think some like 80-year-old grandma wants a pair of
Let me lace them
cement
up.
Jordan 4s?
Yeah, let me lace them up for her. She won't even have to do nothing. She'll just be able to slide right in. She'll be good. I promise.
I'm just saying. If
Grandma's going to be looking so good.
I'm not pitting our shoes against each other, but I'm just saying one of them is a little more versatile.
I'm just saying that if somebody was like, yo, I got something special for you, it's completely free, I'm going to be like, ooh, and then I'm going to open them and be like, Birks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I open it up and it was a fresh pair of Jordans, I'd be like, God dang, what did I do to deserve this kind gesture?
I think you underestimate how happy people would be with my gift.
I'm sure that they would be. I'm just saying that I would want to give the gift of me. You know what I mean? Like what I love. There you go. But what about you guys? If you could give everybody on the planet one pair of shoes, what would it be and why? Maybe it would be these. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for being here and thank you guys so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.